Hi BookTube, this is a little kind of bonus video, I guess, inspired by Kelly, the lovely Kelly of Books I'm Not Reading. And every year in March, Kelly's kind of got a new tradition going of what she calls the St. Patrick's Day Shoutout Challenge. So thinking of St. Patrick's Day and Ireland and sort of feelings of goodwill to all people, and especially all booktubers. She invites us to do some shout outs of booktubers that we appreciate and feel, maybe could do with more love. So here we go. All of the ones I'm going to mention have either less than 500 or they just tip the 500 mark of subscriptions. And because it is March and this is the St. Patrick's Day challenge and it's the Irish Readathon, I'm going to start with my newest Irish booktube channel that I've subscribed to, and that is Lisa in Bookland. And Lisa is from the west of Ireland. She's got a very new channel. I think she's currently got 13 subscribers. Yeah, just 13. You should subscribe to her, if only to enjoy her gorgeous Galway, I think it is, Galway accent. But she's a lovely, warm young woman, and I already can see that she reads quite a diverse selection of books. She reads classics, she has a bit of a thing for naval historical fiction, like the Patrick O'Brian, that sort of thing, which endears her to me. And I think she's going to be lots of fun. So that's a real new, hot off the press one for you, okay? Now, another quite new channel, but someone who's kind of very quickly turned into a real booktube friend for me, is Lindy of Lindy's Magpie Reads. Now, Lindy's Canadian. She's a very eclectic reader and a reader extraordinaire. She's an ex-librarian. She reads loads and it's really varied. I've kind of connected with her over comics because she's helping me kind of extend my understanding and enjoyment of graphic novels and graphic non-fiction. But she reads, middle grade stuff and literary fiction and non-fiction and, the whole selection. And I think she has 195 subs at the moment, so, that could go up. You heard it here first. Well, not first. Now, another lovely Canadian booktuber from the other side of Canada, for French Canadian, is Elizabeth of Buchanan Books. Now, Elizabeth is, she reads my kind of books, I guess. And I think she's got 292 subscribers at the moment, something like that, less than 300. The thing about Elizabeth is, those booktubers that when you watch them, it's like they're talking to you. You feel they're very warm and you just feel like this is their genuine self just chatting in a thoughtful way about books, and that's always a nice feeling, isn't it? And Elizabeth's one for that. Now the next booktuber I'm going to mention, Katja Weinhardt, of Read Write Create, her videos, some of them are things that really interest me and some of them are not my cup of tea, but again she has like a kind of a lovely warmth and a kind of thoughtful, perceptive quality like Elizabeth about talking about books. So and one of the things that she's done recently is she was a host of the Christie's Missing read-along readathon in December. She's doing a thing about Terry Pratchett novels, like a long-term rolling thing of reading Terry Pratchett's Discworld. That might not be for me, but she also makes videos about writing, but there's just something about Katja that just draws me in, even if she's not talking about my things that are my cup of tea, I suppose. Now, a booktuber who I absolutely can't believe only has 402 subscribers, okay, is Bernar of Bernar's Bookish Adventures. And if you're not subscribed to Bernar, you're really missing out. Now, Bernar is another of those booktubers who is a really, just you think, oh, what a nice person, really, really warm, really personable. She's a Turkish architect. She very diverse reader. She was another Christie's Missing host because she's got a bit of a thing about Agatha Christie has Bernar. But she also reads contemporary fiction and romance, and just really real mixture, I guess. And she likes to set herself challenges, and she one of the things that I enjoy that she does is she does her Turkish shelf videos, which are books by Turkish authors or set in Turkey, and every video she gives us a Turkish word of the day. But yeah, absolutely, go and subscribe to Bernar if you don't. Now, those have all been women so far. It's time to add a man, isn't it? I'm going to say Mark of Booktime with Elvis now, and I think he's got about 430 something subscribers. And Mark is one of those booktubers who he really contributes to the booktube community, I suppose, in what he does. You know, he does things that even though he's not a huge booktuber, he's really sort of draws people together to do things. For example, hosting his football tournament related book challenges. So I just took part in one linked to the Africa Cup of Nations, which was lots of fun. He did a lovely reading of A Christmas Carol before Christmas that he got me involved with, and Kate Howe and so on, and you know, Jack the Rambling Raconteur, he was the other reader, I think, and yeah, and the other thing about Mark, he lives in the Czech Republic, but he's British. But he has the Elvis of the title of his channel is the most gorgeous dog. So that's another reason to watch Mark. But no, nice videos and nice approach to booktube, I guess. Number 7 that I'm going to mention, another man, is Freddie, Sluggish reader. Now, Freddie's from Malaysia. He, I think he's got criminally few subscribers in that he has, I think, 455, although he's been around for a while. And he reads really kind of like lovely mixture of like contemporary fiction, literary fiction, some backlist stuff, some cases, you know, he's really warm, funny, you know, what you see is what you get, I think, with Freddie. He's delightful, and I don't understand why there aren't even more people watching Freddie's videos. Every now and then he'll give us a little dash of like cooking or a trip to the beach or whatever, but you know, to sort of into the mix. He brings his whole self, and he's a great reader. Now then, I'm now going to just quickly talk about 3 booktubers who have become kind of regular reading partners of mine, one way and another. Now, one is Alan of Big Hard Books and Classics. I don't know how many subs Alan has, but I know it's not a huge number. It doesn't show on his channel. I think he's chosen to sort of not show it. Alan is a Faulkner and Joyce enthusiast, but you know, he reads a mix of things. On his channel, he also does, he plays his guitar and you know, does other shows his art, but I'm there for the bookish content. His videos tend to be short and slightly eccentric, but in a good way. Another one is Fraser Simons, 504 subs, I think, at the moment. Relatively new. What a reader Fraser is. Another Canadian, actually. But what's in the water in Canada that some of these Canadians are such, you know, eclectic but enthusiastic and just voracious readers. Honestly, Fraser's weekly wrap-ups seem to have as many books in them as my monthly wrap-ups, and I think I read a lot. He reads a lot of contemporary fiction, but also backlist stuff, and he is a very interesting analytical reader. Some of his reviews are like just spot on. His individual book reviews are clever stuff. Now the other one that I'm going to mention, who's also a very analytical and perceptive reader, is Sina, and Sina of Beating Around the Books, who was for years a brilliant commenter and then just went for it and started a channel, and slightly sporadic in her output, but everything that she puts out is really high quality. And she's her reading in English, she's reading like not in her first language, but you know, boy, her understanding is she's a smart woman, Zena. That's what we have to say about her. So I'm gonna all of those are booktubers, as I say, with no more than about 500 subs that I feel should have more. The last shout out I'm going to do though is for a channel that has 762 subs, but they should have, I don't know, 10 times that many, I think. And that is Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, the amazing Australian couple, Scott and Nell. They are, honestly, they are funny, they are very opinionated, and maybe that's why they don't have, you know, the number of subscribers they have. I don't know, maybe some people are turned off them, but they are honest and frank, and they read like bang up to date stuff, you know, real contemporary fiction, and talk about it in an interesting way. They also read sort of classics and you know, other genres. They but one of the, well, they bring real quality, not like me, real quality to their editing. It's often really witty and entertaining, and they like to talk, I suppose, talk around reading, about reading, you know, ideas about reading and books, as well as individual books. And so they are my final shout out. I need to tag some people, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I tag all of those people that I've just mentioned, and anyone who's watching this, because particularly if you have over 1,000 subscribers, why not do some shout out of some of your favourite smaller booktubers that you feel could other people should know more about. And thank you, Kelly, for this idea.